Sprite Castle. Sprite Castle. Sprite Castle.
Mr. Rob O'Hara.
Sprite Castle.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Sprite Castle. On today's show we are going to be playing Moon Patrol. Moon Patrol is a classic Williams arcade game. I got this game pretty early on the Commodore 64. It is a fun game. It is fairly accurate as far as arcade conversions go. I'll jump this up here just a second. This is yet another Atarisoft game. I was going to pull this up here. In 1983, for the Commodore 64, Atarisoft released Battlezone, Centipede, Defender, Dig Dug, Donkey Kong, Galaxian, Jungle Hunt, Moon Patrol, Miss Pac-Man, Pac-Man, and Robotron. And then in 1984, they also released Pole Position and Gremlins. So Atarisoft was very active in the Commodore 64 for a couple of years until, obviously, the video game crash pretty much took out Atari. Let's go ahead and get started with Moon Patrol here. You can see that I have, if I hit F1, I have a few options. Let's take a look and see what those options are here. F1 to start, F3 for 2 players, which I do not. I'm here by myself in the Sprite Castle. And F5 to select level. And if you've seen any other episodes of Sprite Castle, you know how I play, and we will be starting as a beginner. So let's go ahead and get started here with Sprite Castle. Oh, man. Joystick in the wrong port. Always happens. Early Atari games, early Commodore 64 games, tended to use port 1. However, there were some problems with the keyboard matrix. Sometimes you'll notice if you have a joystick in port 1, you can see keys popping up on the screen. If you wiggle the joystick around in BASIC, you can see what's being triggered. And so a lot of later games switched to using port 2. If you have a real Commodore 64, that can lead to, if you only have one joystick, that can lead to a lot of port switching back and forth. And if you switch ports while the Commodore is on, it is possible to short out that port. I have never done that in the 20 or 30 years I've been doing it, but I know people who have. Difficult to watch the screen and the recording screen and the joystick. But so here is Moon Patrol. If you've never seen Moon Patrol, and I find that hard to believe, you are in this little moon buggy here, and we are on the moon, and the moon is being attacked by these aliens that are coming out. And so we're shooting at them. Your fire button shoots both forwards and up at the same time, so each time I hit the fire button, I fire bullets in both directions. Because the Commodore 64 only has one fire button, to jump, you press up on the joystick. You can also shoot the bullets that are coming down, and you can shoot the larger rocks that will be in front of you. The blue aliens that you see there, their bullets actually create moon craters. I will continue just because I want to get to the next checkpoint. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. So you can see up there, the goal is to get, basically what you're trying to do is get to Z will be the end of the moon planet here. And as you can see, the letters like A through E up there is the first segment. And so we'll be approaching E here. And you get a bonus at the end of each level for however much time is left. The maximum is 80, I believe. So if you take more than 80 seconds, so you get a faster time by going faster and then not dying is the key to that, which is why I didn't get a bonus. The smaller rocks can be jumped, and sometimes you will have to jump them. There will be the way that certain rocks are laid out that you'll need to jump one and shoot the other. There are also, like that, different parts of the maze where you may need to speed up or slow down. Oh. That's depending on how I time that, I could probably jump that, or no, I might need to shoot that, or I'll just keep doing that over and over. That'll be a great show. This will just be the show where I run into the same rock 8 times. That'll be fun. Riveting television, you might say. Moon Patrol was released for, gosh, lots of different systems, all the way down to the... I'm going to keep doing that, apparently. This is the new Moon Patrol show where I just run into the same rock. Let's try this. I know that I've played this on the Apple II. I have played this on the Commodore 64. I've played this on the Atari home consoles. So, but it looks like I've not played it at all. I just looked at the little screen over there. I hope that my face is not covering the buggy for most of this episode. And anyway, there are different levels. There are some levels that are focused more on the rocks and the jumping. There are lots of levels that are focused on the UFOs that we'll be fighting. And there's also some levels later on that have landmines. And depending on how this goes, we may not see those. You can speed up. You cannot speed up and slow down while you're in the air. But you can, obviously, when you're on the ground. And so you'll have to do that to avoid the shots coming down, or adjust how you jump on the different things here. And obviously, especially for these guys, the quicker that you blow those guys up, it's to your advantage, because obviously then the quicker you blow them up, the less lethal potholes like that they can drop. I was just showing you what it looked like to hit a pothole, a moon crater. This is not really a pothole. Kind of looks like the potholes that are around my house, to be honest with you. Hey, if you hear that, that is actually my email notification on my phone. Which is Donkey Kong. I should turn that on. This episode's going to hell. Anyway, Moon Patrol, one of the things that it was most famous for in arcades was the parallax scrolling. You can see that you have things scrolling at 3 different speeds there. We have the pink ground level down there. On the bottom, we have the green mountains that are going on. Oh, right. So, green mountains at a medium speed, and then the gray mountains in the back at the slowest speed. You have different types of UFOs, like I talked about. You have the little yellow hat guys. I'm sure they probably have names, and it's probably not little yellow hat guys. But for the sake of this show, for the budget, I've spoken repeatedly with my intern to tell him to find the names of these UFOs, so I don't have to refer to them as yellow hat guys. But I haven't seen him anywhere. So there's also these yellow blimp kind of round-shaped ones. I'm just going to barrel through this at this point. That you'll see. And then you have the blue triangular ones also. Later on, you could also see, if I were any good at this, you would see the tanks that will come after you. There are some ground tanks that shoot, and you can shoot their missiles or whatever. But this is Moon Patrol for the Commodore 64. It is a pretty arcade, I won't say arcade perfect, but definitely similar to the arcade version. The graphics aren't bad, the sound's not bad, and definitely a playable version. So anyway, that wraps up this version of Sprite Castle. If you like watching Commodore 64 videos, you can go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Sprite Castle, or go to spritecastle.com, or the best way to find this and all the episodes is to go to throwbacknetwork.net, where you can find this and other quality retro podcasts. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.